Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of the YouTube world, CJ Rose's back in the building. Welcome back to the channel. All right, next matchup on the NXT Halloween Havoc card was our NXT Women's North American title on the line as Blake Monroe challenges Zaria, who was taking the place of Sol Ruka. So as they were mentioning on commentary, and pretty much when Mike Rohn announced it, Zaria was just defending Sol Ruka's title. Because based on how I watched it on NXT this past Tuesday, it sounded like Sol Ruka would pretty much relinquish the title and gave it to Zaria so Zaria could defend it. Or so Zaria can have the title. I thought that's what it was. Apparently, it was still Sol Ruka's title. But because she couldn't defend it, she let Zaria defend it for her. I was like, okay. I was like, all right, that makes a little sense. It's not the first time we've actually seen that happen, so I get it. Ironically enough, the last time I remember, because there's a lot of history, so I ain't thinking that much, but the last time I remember something like this happening was actually the best of 7 series between Chris Benoit and Booker T. I don't remember if Booker T was the champion at this time, but I do remember that no, he wasn't. I believe Booker T was Booker T vacated the title, I believe. And then him and Benoit had his best of 7 series. I think up to match 5, I believe. It's like match 5 or match 6. It was one of those two. Booker T was hurt. He couldn't compete. So we had Randy Orton take his place, and Randy Orton won the United States Championship for Booker T. So it wasn't that Randy Orton won the title. It was just he won it for Booker T. So I felt like in a way this was kind of like the same thing in a sense. So here we are. And I did say Zaria made the mistake of ending the segment that her, Blake, Sol, and Ava were in with her holding the championship in front of her opponent. Because that's a curse. But we're going to learn how it didn't become a curse later on in the night. So these two are going at it. Zaria's just damn near throwing Blake Monroe around. Blake pretty much working on Zaria's arm for most of this match, which is a smart move if you can't overpower your opponent or can't match strength for strength with your opponent. You have to find a way to lower it. And this was Blake's plan to do. She pretty much tried to incapacitate Zaria's arm for most of the time. And it became more evident later on. So Blake and Zaria are on the outside. Zaria is running at Blake. Blake ducks out the way. And Zaria, boom, shoulder first, hits the steel steps. And Zaria's down for a minute. So it looked like she may have popped her shoulder out of place and everything. So she's on the ground like this. Sol's telling her to get up. The ref is checking on her. It's like, you good? And everything. So the ref gives her a little space. Zaria's up on her feet. She's still holding her shoulder. Sol, when I first saw that I'm like, what the hell's going on? But it was so quick that I couldn't process it for a minute. But Sol pushes Zaria into the ring post. Boom. And pretty much pops Zaria's shoulder back into place. Like, she was like, what? My shoulder feels better. I'm like, okay. All right. And she got back in the ring. She started suplexing Blake out of her damn boots and everything. Boom. So then later on, Blake pulls out the hairpin. The same thing that she used against Zaria when they had their first match, I think about 2 weeks ago. So she's about to use it again. This time Zaria hits a spear. 1, 2, Blake kicks out. So then Blake rolls out the ring. Zaria gets out the ring and starts chasing her. Blake is just backing up. Like she didn't want no parts at this point. She's backing up until they reach Sol Ruka. So now Blake is backing up. Then she trips. Then she pulls the crutch, or I guess the cane that Sol had, trips it up. Sol falls down. Sol's trying to, now Sol is down. She's trying to get up. Zaria sees that, chases Blake down, clotheslines her in the middle of the ring. I think gets the cover. Blake kicks out. Then her attention's on Sol. And this is where Zaria, this is where the match ends with Zaria. Because her focus is off. So now she goes outside. She helps Sol get on her feet. She's checking on Sol, make sure she's good. Like, you right? Everything okay? Sol's like, yeah, I'm good. Doesn't see Blake from behind. Hits Zaria from behind. Zaria's down. Blake walks up to her. Hits her with the boom, glamour shot on the outside. Throws her back in the ring. Hits her with another glamour shot in the ring. 1, 2, 3. We have a new NXT Women's North American Champion, and it is Blake Monroe. I ain't gonna lie to you. When Zaria had the title in her hand, it looked good on her. Probably because of the red in the middle, And, Zaria pretty much wears red. So, made all the sense in the world. But, unfortunately, that was probably the once and only time we're going to see Zaria with that title. Blake Monroe becomes NXT Women's North American Champion. All because Zaria cared too much for Blake. I'm sorry. Zaria cared too much for Sol. Sol's no longer the NXT Women's North American Champion. It is what it is, man. It sucks. Hey. It is what it is. Our first title change of the night. Will we see more? Only time will tell. All right. Next match. Let's get it.